looking at yourself as infinite. It's also you acknowledging the infiniteness in every being and every energy that you come across. And anyone who's going to, choose to hide behind the facade of being finite is going to make you want to shake them and be like, listen, I see the infiniteness in you. I see it. You know, when are you going to? But that's the gift of allowance. When you can allow someone to choose what they're choosing without having the need to change them or make them choose something different. Because the gift of here's another gift of consciousness is not having to force consciousness down someone's throat who doesn't want it, because that can be the greatest unkindness offered to them. um, and in those moments, energy contributions work wonderfully, because if someone is willing to be woken up in their world with regards to, wake up, let's choose more consciousness, wake up, I've actually been sleeping all along thinking I have to choose sadness, but I actually don't. I can choose happiness, I can have beautiful relationships, I can have a great life. And that requires to be woken up, the joy of being alive, the joy of thriving, the willingness to explore different spaces. um, and when you get someone is willing to receive that, and you get like a boom, yes, they're willing to have it, and when you contribute to them energetically, they can have a different possibility. They don't have to choose what they've been choosing up until now, because they said yes and you were willing to contribute. So it's a gift.
It's really a wonderful gift, you know.
Yes.
That's the magic of, you know, contributing energy and doing one to three. So now,
Yeah, and one
what
to
about?
threes and one to three fours work beautifully with the earth.
Yes,
The earth is
totally.
communicating so much. So it's like every time you do a 1 2 3 and 1 2 3 4 for the earth, um, you allow the earth to give to you, and you allow yourself to receive from the earth, and it's simultaneous. And one of the things that is really true for our bodies is being the energy of the earth. So the more you allow yourself to mutate and receive the earth, and allow yourself to allow your body to have what is true, there is going to be such a different reality showing up with you for your body with regards to everything. Because what is true sparks your world with lightness. And the more you say yes to that, the more your body can change. And one of the ways of saying yes is contributing energy to the earth at the count of threes and four. It's one of the ways you say, yes, please, I'll be more of the earth. I'll be more of who I truly am.
Yes, yes. You know, so that's the beauty of gifting and receiving. You know, that's
Yeah.
really amazing.
Thank you
So, you know,
for thank you for bringing this conversation up, you guys. It's
thank
amazing.
you. So my next question is, you know, where people usually get stuck. We are asking, you know, we are asking, but things are not actually getting actualized. So the word actualization, when you know selected this topic, was like amazing, because
Yeah.
people often keep asking me this, that we are asking but we are not getting things. We are asking but we are not getting things. You know.
Yeah.
So can you tell about the actualization of what we are asking?
Yes. Absolutely. So a few years ago, Gary said something really interesting, which he said, guys, stop asking to create, because the second you've asked, and that's a creation. Now you have got to ask to actualize your creation, because you've created. What people do is, I am asking to create this, I'm asking to create this, I'm asking to create. And Gary was like, you have already created it energetically. Your ask is your creation. What you've got to do is now ask to actualize your creation. Because what is actualization? Actualization is literally giving birth to something, an energy that you've been desiring in your world, giving birth to that as a physical reality that you can live out day in and day out. So you already be everything you would like to have in your life. Okay, guys, everything you're asking for, you already are it. So that's the first step to recognizing and acknowledging your actualization. Please recognize if you're asking for it, you have the capacity to be it and live it in your life and live as it. So you've already created your ask. Now it's time to give birth to the physical actualization of embodying that and living that and waking up to having that life. And that for me is actualization, where you can have your ask show up as a physical reality that you live and embody in these 10 seconds, depending on what you'd like in the next 10 seconds.
What can we do to to change our focus from, rather than asking, to the actualization of our ask?
Um, please, so creation and actualization go hand in hand. It's not an either or reality. So please embody both. But the gift of actualization is okay. One of the things that is great for actualization is acknowledgement. So every time you actualize your creation but don't acknowledge it, you have to go back to creating it all over again just so you can show yourself that you have created it or actualized it as your life. So acknowledgement, please acknowledge yourselves. It's not something we've been taught over here. Please acknowledge your being. Please acknowledge your creations, your actualizations. Um, it's huge. So if you can take 10 minutes out, if you'd like to take 10 minutes out daily, um, to acknowledge your being and write down 5 things, 10 things. Sometimes 10 feels a lot for some people, so write down 5 things to start with regards to acknowledgement of your being, please.
Is it a kind of
And
gratitude journal?
well, you could call it that, but gratitude and acknowledgement have a slightly different energy. Gratitude and acknowledgement both are elements of miraculousness. They both are. So it's like they're different energies, but they both engage with miraculousness and miracles. So the more you engage with the energy of acknowledgement and the more you engage with the energy of gratitude, you will be engaging with miraculousness in the universe all the time, that can assist you, that can support you in bringing everything that you desire to fruition as a life that you can live. So I would ask for you to engage more and more with acknowledgement, more and more with gratitude, as the miraculousness of life that you can wake up to living. And take action. Please take action, because action is a huge key to actualizing your asks.
Yeah, true. Isha, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
What I'm sensing is when I am with the energy of gratitude,
Mm-hmm.
it's with someone. And if it's the energy of acknowledgement, it is with the self or with the universe. Is it?
Acknowledgement is an energy of everything.
Okay.
Acknowledgement is an energy of acknowledging everything and everyone in the universe, because
Okay.
consciousness includes everything, including the right, wrong, and the ugly. Most people think they have to reject their ugly once they come to consciousness. Guys, consciousness includes everything. And
Okay.
the more you go to acknowledgement, the more you will get to you will be walking by and you can acknowledge beautiful trees, you can acknowledge beautiful flowers, and you can acknowledge how much more present you are with acknowledging these beautiful plants.
Okay.
Acknowledgement is living with every molecule, inclusion of every molecule in your world, where you don't have to separate from anyone or anything.
That means the more we are into the energy of acknowledgement and gratitude, the more we can manifest things in our lives.
Actualize, absolutely. According to my point of view, if you're willing to acknowledge your being, the power that it is, the potency that it is, take a minute out every day to acknowledge your being. And the more you feed energy to acknowledgement of your being, the greatness that it's here to be, the more it can actualize your asks for you, because it's being supported. It doesn't have to fight to be seen anymore. It's actually being heard, is being supported, It's being fed to live and thrive more and more and more and more. A judgment, starve the judgments, guys. Starve the judgment so it can eventually die out. What we do is the other way around. We feed the judgments and we starve our being of acknowledgement. Please, let's change that a bit now. Starve the judgment so it can leave your world, and feed your being with acknowledgement of greatness, not judgment, not positive judgment, but true acknowledgement of its greatness. So it doesn't have to fight to be heard, it doesn't have to prove that it's here, it can just get to be who it is.
So thank you so much, Isha, for bringing this up, because as you were speaking, I could sense certain energy which was, getting in me, and my being was telling me, this is it. This is it, something which, I would like to hear from you. So
Yeah,
thank you so much, for bringing
amazing,
this up.
awesome, thank you.
And also,
So,
Isha,
I love,
yeah, Priya.
yeah.
So, Isha, as you were
Yeah,
telling that we should have our daily gratitude journal, the five things we should be grateful for or we can acknowledge.
acknowledge. I was actually going with acknowledgement, but hey, add gratitude to it. It's huge. It's huge.
So, can we also do like 5 to 10 minutes of this energy pool on our own, and so that, we can actualize the things. As you said, that for us, it is already being created.
Yes,
So I think energy flow would work as to speed up the actualization.
absolutely. You can do energy pulls every single day. Please do them every day. You're going to be feeding energy to what you would like to have in your life every time you do that. You're going to be feeding energy to that. You're going to be asking for that to show up in your world. And it will, because you asked.
See, even I would like to add here, many modalities, that confuse us is that, start imagining what you want to have. When you ask those things, start imagining or start seeing them, with that vision board or something, vision of those things that you really would like to have in your life. So, they us that method of actualization, that when you
Yeah.
ask, you start imagining and seeing those things coming to you or already having that. So, and access, they totally say to just get the energy of it. Can you just little explain on this?
Yes. Absolutely. So, how Access talks about actualization is all that is required for actualization is asking. You don't have to go to you don't have to go to um, visualizing it, or you don't have to go to any of that. All that you have to do is ask, and it shows up. The basic difference is actualization doesn't have a how attached to it. you know all that matters for is it that it shows up irrespective of how it shows up. Um, otherwise it's like, and those work for a lot of people too, so please follow your knowing with regards to what works for you. But talking about the difference over here is that we don't, what if the how doesn't matter? How, what, where, when, it doesn't matter. When you're engaging with the universe and you're playing with the universe, it's always going to be for the greater. It always is going to be for the greater, because that's one of the things that the universe loves to engage with is greatness. So it will always deliver greatness. Whenever it delivers, it will always deliver greatness to you. Um, so when you're asking to actualize your asks, what if a how, what, where, and when is not essential? It's just that it shows up. It doesn't matter how it shows up. It's just that it shows up. And
In this
that's it.
reality, people are in the how and sometimes, like specification of things. This and this only to be happen, for a particular thing or anything which they are asking. So they mostly are stuck in the how and the specification of the things that it should show up. So,
You're cut.
that moment. I'm not audible, I guess.
You're cutting out really badly.
You can turn off your
Okay.
throat, yeah? That would be easy.
Yeah. 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 So I was asking is, people are mostly stuck in this reality with the how,
Yes.
like how things are going to show up, and very much specific about their ask, that I want this only to show up and in this way to show up. So there they are limiting their ask, and then they say, that their complaint is that we are asking and it is not showing up.
Yes. Yes, exactly. And what if that's not wrong? But what if they're doing the best they can with what they know, and each moment is an exploration of something greater?
Yeah,
Always.
that's very true, but my point is they start to disbelieve those things when they what they're asking there's not showing up. So they start saying that
Right.
this is not working for us, these things never work for us. Because in the front way, in a very first they're asking in a very limited point of view, and then they just start saying all those words that this is
Absolutely.
not working. So
Yes.
they basically get disappointed.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And that's the gift though. When someone is looking for something beyond this reality, there's someone who willing to go. They're willing to go because they know this reality has nothing to offer apart from pain, trauma, drama, and suffering. You know, they know that is all this reality can offer. And the ones who are truly willing to go beyond this reality, the ones who are truly willing to have a different possibility, just go. They're willing to go faster, they're willing to go beyond, and it's just beautiful. It is just beautiful. Never give up, never give in, and never quit is another one that I'd love to talk about, with regards to the Suicide Awareness Week as well. It's like, please do not ever give up, give in, or quit, ever. Um, you are not wrong. There is nothing that you have ever done that has been wrong. The universe does not look at any one of us from the eyes of right and wrong or good and bad. That's polarity. It doesn't exist in the world of consciousness. That's again a world of this reality that wants to shove us and shut us out in the boxes of right and wrong and good and bad. And it's just basically a lot of control. So please ask to see yourselves from the eyes of consciousness, from the eyes of the infinite being that you be, not from the finiteness that we keep pretending ourselves to be. And, please know you are not alone. Reach out. If there's anyone going through anything at all right now, and you'd like change, there are a lot of facilitators around the world right now that are offering free bar sessions in honor of, this Suicide Prevention Week. So please reach out, get your bars run, because change is here, change is possible, change is available, and there's nothing anyone has to ever suffer in life, other than those ones who would like to. But hey, there are so many people who are willing to support you, who are willing to for you to join them on a journey of something different, on a journey of possibilities rather than a journey of sadness. All that is required is for you to ask. Everything is changeable, everything is mutatable. Please reach out if that is something that
When you
is going on.
so true, so that I'll say that the power of bars. So,
Yeah.
when you're talking about the bars thing, so also with the ask and shall receive, with the actualization, speeding up process, can bars help in that also?
Oh, yeah, completely it can. Bars can help a lot with actualizing your asks. A lot. Because any limitation or any point of view that we have that limits or stops our ask from being actualized, it will dissipate it. And your ask can be actualized faster than what you think it has to. So, yeah, absolutely, bar supports in actualization hugely, completely. Yes.
Yeah. So, as you were mentioning about and talking about this energies, I would like you to give Isha at least 10 to 15 minutes of energy pull. And I have been in your energy pulls and I have seen your demos, and they are really, really amazing.
Thank you. Thank you for receiving them. Truly. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. We could completely do that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So before we start, I'd love to say that, guys, each one of you know how to do this. So please do not be afraid or do not think you don't know how to, because you all know how to do this. Okay. So let's do a few quick clearing statements. So everything that doesn't allow you to know, be, perceive, and receive the greatness that you embody with energy pulls, can you destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, online shots, boys and beyonds. What energy, space, consciousness, choice, magic, miracles, mysteries, and possibilities can you and your body be to be um, the flows that you know will create greater with complete ease. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, online shots, boys and beyonds. And what will it take for you to be out of control, out of form, out of structure, out of definition, out of linearity, out of concentricity, um, with these energy flows and energy pulls, and yourself with complete ease? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, online shots, boys and beyonds. And anywhere and everywhere you invalidated yourselves with regards to your knowing with energy pulls, can you destroy and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, online shorts, boys and beyonds. If you know not this about the energy pulls, what else is possible? And the last one for now, everything that your relationship has been with the energy pulls and the energy flows, can we please destroy and uncreate that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, online shorts, boys and beyond. So we can out create, not maintain. All right, then, you guys, lie back, sit down, be comfortable, you know, relax. I'm going to shut my eyes for this. You can see what you would like to do. Expand your being to the outer edges of your body. Now outside into the four corners of the room. Beyond into the city. Beyond the city into the country. Beyond the country into the world. Beyond the world into the universe. You are the universe. Question number 1. What do you truly desire your life to look like? If you were truly being the infinite being that you be, what do you truly desire your life to look like? Question number 2. What do you know about consciousness and to embody consciousness that no one else knows? That if you were willing to know, be, perceive, and receive it, would exponentialize your life and living with complete ease. Question number 3. How much money would you like to have show up for you in your world every month? How much money would you like to have show up for you in your world every month? And now multiply that number times 2 and ask for that. That and more. Place that in front of you. Question number 4. What does your body know about creating a greater future that you're unwilling to receive? That if you were willing to receive, would actualize the future you're asking for and greater with complete ease. Question number 5. What have you decided you're not capable of, that you actually are capable of? That if you were willing to know, be, perceive, and receive that, would actualize the life and living you desire as a greater and a greater and a greater out creation with complete ease. Let's ask the elementals that are the elements of magic and miracles and miraculousness to engage as we do this. Dear elementals, please engage. Dear miraculousness, please engage. And now pull energy through the universe into all of this, into you and out of you. Pull, pull, pull. How many nature spirits and beings of light can you invite? How many nature spirits and beings of light are you willing to invite? Are you willing to know that the universe has your back with the depth and the intensity of space and greatness that it truly is? Pull through the universe into all of this, into you and out of you. Let's ask to be the energy of an algorithmic interrupt to the story we've been telling ourselves up until now? What will it take to embody the energy of being the algorithmic interrupt to the story that keeps me from having and embodying the greatness of infiniteness that I truly be with complete ease? Well, and now send ripples out into the universe asking for contribution to actualize all of this and greater with complete ease. And whenever you're done, you can open your eyes.
It was so amazing and refreshing.
Awesome.
Thank you,
How
thank
does
you.
it get better than this?
Yes,
Thank
how
you
does
so
it
much,
get
Isha.
in?
Truly, how does it? And you know, guys, if you do this every day, you will be feeding energy to your asks, your creations, your actualizations, instead of feeding energy to judgment and doubt and guilt or what is not possible, what you could have done differently. All of that doesn't create very much for your future. What if, like, what would your life be like instead of, if you started feeding energy to actualization and greatness instead of feeding energy to doubt and guilt and regret? What would the difference be? I wonder.
It will be more expansive energy, I can tell that.
Yes,
But you have to experience on your own to get it what it is like. So,
absolutely. Absolutely. It's a
so
world of
Isha,
magic we live in, and it's time to acknowledge that.
so true. So, my
Yes.
question will be instead of visualization, we can do this or we can do both. It will work.
Well, do what works for you. Do what works for you. Choose what works for you. You can add this to, any visualization exercises that you do. You can most definitely add it to, see, energy, pulling energy is who you be. You're never going to be able to stop it. So it's not like, oh, pause energy pulling and start something else, because you can never you can never stop being something you're not. I mean, that you are. You can't ever stop being something that you are. So add it to whatever. Add it to the coffees you go on to, the meetings you have, the parties you attend, the conversations you have with family, friends. Like, add the energy of being and embodying the miracle worker that you be to everything. It's not an either or reality we live in. We live in a world of inclusion. Choose what works for you. um, be aware of what your choices create. Just go have fun.
This
you
is
know
really wonderful.
yeah.
Seriously, this is really because always we exclude things, and that's what Access always says is inclusion of everything, not
Yes,
exclusion of.
absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
Yes. Awesome.
anybody, anybody else would like to ask any question about the actualization or anything about Access? Otherwise, we always have a question. Now, the very wonderful thing about calling people is like I am like more into asking, and that is completely shifting my world. So this is most
Right,
wonderful.
that's amazing.
Sometimes because of other people question, I just keep asking silly things, but it's expanding myself also. Then I start using those things in my daily life. I start to being more present with what I'm
Yes.
asking, with
Yes.
with
And
the
then,
way I'm talking to
there are
myself.
no there are no stupid questions. Every question is a contribution.
Yes.
Oh, there seems to be a
Oh,
question in the chat.
yes.
When we say destroy and uncreate it, are we not destroying and uncreating the good also? It's a great question. So you cannot destroy and uncreate something that is true. You can only destroy and uncreate the lies and limitations that are not a reality. So, you can't destroy and uncreate greatness. You can only destroy and uncreate the limitations that are limiting you from being greater than who you are. So, when we are destroying and uncreating something, we are destroying and uncreating the lies and the limitations and the barriers we have to receiving what we are asking for, or to out creating something, because the only thing that that you destroy and uncreate is a lie. So you cannot destroy and uncreate what is true. What is true only gets greater every time you destroy and uncreate. And that's the beauty of it. So, every time we destroy and uncreate, let's say, a relationship to um your partner, if you destroy and uncreate everything that your relationship has been with your husband or your wife, you know you will recognize it gets greater and greater, because what you do is you destroy and uncreate the lies, the expectations, the projections. So those go away, but everything that is true actually gets greater and greater, because there's space for that to show up now. Every lie that was hiding it underneath is gone, because you allowed to destroy and uncreate it. And the greatness that was lying hidden, or that was showing up a little, that seemed a lot in your world, because at least there is, um, that can show up as more and more and more and more and more, because you asked and you allowed for what is true to be exposed and to unhide. So that's what destroy and uncreate actually really does.
Isha, even I have a question.
Yes.
It's to the clearings we do. There are a couple of clearings which I do daily, and the first is foremost, all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory.
Yeah.
So there has been a contradiction in my space. If what if I say once any clearing and I be the energy of that clearing? Or I have to do that maybe 30 times in a day or maybe 100 times in a day to get to that energy. So how should I go with it?
It's a great question. Um, and I love how you said being the clearing and being the energy, rather than just asking or saying it. Because that is really the target of the tools that we use. The target is to start embodying it and being it, and not just saying it out loud. So for some, it differs world to world. Every world is different. So for some people, they will start embodying it faster than others. For some people, it may take a little longer, but they will eventually embody it even greater. So go with your knowing and don't stop. You will, and because consciousness doesn't stop. Consciousness goes and grows and goes on and grows and goes on and grows. And it's like any moment we think, okay, now I'm being this tool, you'll be surprised how tomorrow it's become a judgment, because you decided you got it right. And consciousness has grown so much more since that time, because it doesn't decide it ever got it right. So even with the tools, you can never be enough of it. There's always more to explore, there's always greater to go to. So I would say keep going with the tools. Even if you think you're not getting it right now, don't worry. Keep going. They're still working. Whether you're exercising the muscle of becoming it right now, whether you think you already have become it, it does not matter. Just keep going. It works anyway.
Thank you so much
Yeah.
Isha, for clearing it. So there is one more question. Priyanka is saying with destroy and uncreate also sometimes I go very specific with person's name.
That's fine. It's totally okay. You can do that. I destroy and uncreate everything that my relationship has been up until now with Dash. It works wonderfully, because you're asking to destroy and uncreate all the lies that are there between you and that other person. It will get greater. Yeah.
Okay. So, so it was like not being so specific. Sometimes it's like we make it so much significant. So that is what I was about to ask. That
Yeah. But that's okay. That's all right. Like, because you can even destroy and uncreate everything that your relationship has been up until now, with possibilities, with money, with growth, without creation. You can take a few things and go specific with them to get it greater. You can do that. That's
Okay.
completely okay. Yeah.
And also with that, one thing more I would like to ask is, when we do the clearing on a daily basis, and sometimes we just forget or it slips our mind.
Yeah.
And that day only something happens which is like, okay, not contributive or not like, and then my mind's like, oh shit, I didn't do that clearing, and that's what happened today. So as an access day, we don't have to make anything specific, even the clearings. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
and and and
I
that.
like to give this example. When you brush your teeth in the morning, you don't think about how you brushed it, what angle you brushed it at, how much toothpaste you put. You don't go into all of that. You brush your teeth and you leave it and you go live your day. And then maybe at night you want to brush it again and you brush it and you fall off to sleep. Then why do we why do we go on like racking our brains and going completely mind related with regards to using the questions? Allow it to be like that. Ask the question, go live your life. You want to ask it again, go live your life. It's very similar to brushing your teeth. You do not scrutinize how you brushed your teeth. you know don't scrutinize how you ask your questions. Just go have fun with them. You want to brush your teeth again, you go brush your teeth again. You want to ask another question, go ask another question. But please don't make it difficult for yourself unnecessarily when you can have so much fun with it.
Yes,
Yeah.
totally yes. It's
Yeah.
So I think Divya also got her answer because her questions was so many times I don't talk mindfully.
Okay. Yeah, that is the answer to your question. Please just have fun. Do not observe how am I saying it? Am I doing it correctly? Am I doing it the right way? Am I doing it the wrong way? Go have fun. Some people say, I don't know how to frame questions. You know what? It does not matter, because the universe listens to energies, not words. Use the questions that are fun for you. And another thing is, talk to the universe the way you would talk to a friend. How do you have a conversation with a friend? Hey, would you like to go for lunch? I'm really wanting to eat sushi and dim sums today. You think we can go there, please? Have the same converse with the universe in the same way. Universe, I would really like some beautiful nurturing and kind energies in my life. Can you please deliver that for me? And then leave it, go live your life, and then it will be delivered because you asked and you were willing to receive.
it's really beautiful. This
Yeah.
is really beautiful.
Awesome, you guys. That was a great conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much,
thank you.
Isha, for being here
Yes,
and facilitating us, because when we ask question, as Priya was saying, it is also a way that we get facilitated by you people.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That's exactly the thing of every time you gift, you receive. And every time you receive, you gift. It's simultaneity.
So
thank
thank you
you.
very much
Thank
again.
you so much.
Bye.
Absolutely. Bye,
Bye,
guys. Thank you
bye,
for everyone who's
bye.
watching us, who took your time out. I hope this was a contribution to you all, and I hope to see you guys next time. Thank you for inviting me.
Bye bye.
Thank you,
Bye,
thank you.
guys.
Bye, bye.